Hi, today I'm going to tell you a story called Never Follow a Dinosaur by Alex Latimer. One afternoon, Joe and his sister Sally spotted a strange set of footprints. Who do you think made those? Asked Sally. Took a closer look. By the size and shape, I think they must have certainly been made by a dinosaur. They followed the footprints right up to Willoughby's bowl. It was empty. It must be a very hungry dinosaur, said Sally. It has eaten all of Willoughby's food. They followed the footprints into the garden. Look how deep the footprints are, said Joe. It must be a very heavy, hungry dinosaur to have made such deep footprints. The footprints carried on, right through Dad's fish pond. It seems to like water, said Sally. So it's a heavy, hungry, swimming dinosaur. A little further on, the footprints went all squiggly and overlapping. What happened here? Asked Joe. Probably some sort of dance, said Sally. I'd say it's a heavy, hungry, swimming, dancing dinosaur. What are all these leaves doing over here? Asked Sally. The dinosaur probably bumped its head on that branch, said Joe. So it's a hungry, heavy, swimming, dancing dinosaur with a headache. And look, there are only right footprints here, said Sally. It must have hurt its foot on his rock and hopped about in pain, said Joe. So it's a hungry, heavy, swimming, dancing dinosaur with a headache and a sore foot. And then, a little further along, the footprints stopped altogether. Sally and Joe looked around for a hungry, heavy, swimming, dancing dinosaur with a headache and a sore foot, but it was nowhere to be seen. They trudged home, thinking of all sorts of explanations, but they didn't think it had been hit by a meteorite, or magicked away by a magician, or taken away by aliens. You should never follow a dinosaur, said Mum when they got home, especially not a hungry one. And it probably wasn't a dinosaur at all, added Dad, because they are extinct. But Sally and Joe were convinced it really was a dinosaur and they were going to prove it. I know, said Sally. Let's build a trap and catch it. So they spent all afternoon drawing and planning and building the perfect dinosaur trap. And when they were done, they set the cat food in place and left it overnight. Next morning, Sally and Joe ran out into the garden to check the trap. The bait was gone, and there were footprints leading right to the edge of the pit. But then they looked into the hole, and there was no dinosaur. How did it escape? Wondered Joe. It's not as though it can fly. But what if it can? Sally shouted. What if it's a hungry, heavy, swimming, dancing dinosaur with a headache and a sore foot and wings? Both Sally and Joe looked up into the sky, and there flying above them was the dinosaur. It looked very hungry indeed. Uh-oh, said Joe. Run, yelled Sally. But in no time, the dinosaur had scooped them up off the ground. And he did a big burp. So you see, the reason you should never follow a dinosaur is that some dinosaurs are just plain hungry. But luckily for Sally and Joe, once this hungry, heavy flying dinosaur had soothed its headache and put a plaster on his sore foot, finished his dance, and had a refreshing swim, all it needed was some help with cake baking. So Sally and Joe helped the dinosaur to bake and eat lots of delicious cakes. Phew. Thank you.